All right, can anybody, oh, you can hear me. Okay, good. All right, awesome. So just to test this, I'm going to throw a math question out there. What is 20 times 2 minus 10? Oh, you guys are so, Joey, I'm going to say that that's a little off with your 35,354,356, but good, good try. Good try. You're very close there. Okay, so I have muted you all. Sorry, just makes my life so much easier. We're going to have quite a few people here this evening, so it just gets a little loud when you have all of the microphones going. So I'm going to leave you all on mute. But should you have a question, there is a question box that you can type your question in, and I will try to keep up with them as much as I can. And you can also put a message down in the chat function if you have that available on your right-hand screen. Just know that pretty much everyone will see that chat, so just make sure that what you write it's going out there. Amy Gaz, yes, I am talking. So you might want to either turn on the speaker or, turn up your speakers if possible there, or maybe if it's muted, take it off mute. All right. Let me get back to the questions. Okay. So we're going to give everyone a couple minutes here before we get started, just because it does take some people a little while to download the Citrix version. I'll go through a couple of housekeeping tips before we get started. Just so you know, this session is being recorded. What that means is it will be sent to you and all people who are registered via email within the next 24 hours. So you will be able to get the dialogue that is spoken, the answer to the questions that I will do, as well as the PowerPoint presentation that's on the screen right now. Okay, so that will all be available to you. All right. Should one of your friends not be able to make it into the webinar, not to worry. I will email it to them as well. We may just hit the max amount of participants allowed in a webinar, which is fantastic and way to go. However, that might put a downer on some of the friends trying to get in if they're late. So I'm not sure I've ever maxed out webinar in my life. So this is a first for me. So we'll see how it goes as we go along. Okay. All right, so Sarah and Amy, you should be able to hear me. I'm just going to type you an answer. Yes. Oops. No, I'm not going to type an answer. If anyone can help Amy or Sarah out, that would be much appreciated. If you're their friends and you can hear and you can talk to them and you want to give them some pointers on how to let them be able to hear me, that would be fantastic. But everyone else, I'm assuming, can hear me. Just say yes in the question box. Awesome. This is so great. Like, this is awesome. I'm so doing this. If I could just get a webinar for my kid and my husband, this is fantastic because, like, no one speaks back to me. Awesome. Okay, some more housekeeping tips. Questions. You are welcome to ask questions throughout. I will try to keep up with them as much as I can. I will, however, do a question and answer section right at the end for about 10-15 minutes. So if you can stick around for that, that'd be wonderful. But please feel free after the 10 minutes if you need to hang up and get on with the rest of your evening. That's totally fine. But I'll try and stick around as long as I can for questions. Once we've closed the webinar, then feel free to email me at the email address that's on your screen right now, or tm@tmtraining.ca, and I will get to those emails individually, especially if it's something that you don't want to share with the group. That might be a good one to email. Okay. There is options to raise your hand in your webinar there. I'm not going to allow this function this evening, so don't use the raise your hand section of the webinar because I'm not going to be able to keep up with it just because of the sheer amount of people attending. Okay. please follow along with the PowerPoint on your screen if you have your screen there, as there will be information on there for you to read as I'm rambling on throughout this next 30 minutes. Okay. As I mentioned, this is recorded and it will be sent to you via email later on. So that'll be there for you to peruse at your leisure. You'll all have a snow day tomorrow, so you'll be able to listen to this again. Good for you. I think that's all for the housekeeping tips. Does anyone have any questions before I move on? Speak now or forever hold your peace. No, good. All right. Okay, perfect. So I just want to give you guys a quick reminder for everyone in the New Year Annihilation Program. You will all qualify for your VIP pricing package, which means after Annihilation, then you'll be qualified to get 50% off your first month in training and 10% off for the rest of the year. Okay, so 50% off the first month and 10% off for the rest of the year. So if you're thinking of continuing and you haven't already claimed your spot, I would do that ASAP because the spots are filling up. And if you want yours, speak now. Well, don't speak now. Email me and let me know, and we can move forward from there. But 50% off your first month. So definitely, if you're thinking of staying at your 2 times a week or even going up to 3 times a week, it'd be a really good deal, and I would do that now. Okay. The other thing, you have to wait to the end of the webinar because I have another special price discount for you. Okay. So please wait right to the end of the webinar and you'll get that special discount on more programs moving forward. Okay. And unless I've forgotten anything, Katie Westlake, you're my help here. Let me know if I've forgotten anything, but I think that's everything. And I think everyone who's coming should be here by now. So I think we'll just get started. Just hold on one second. All right, is everybody ready? Say yes in the question box if you're ready. Yes, exclamation point, Sarah Rutherford. Oh, look at you guys. Okay, good. That means everyone's listening to me, which is fabulous, really. So what we're going to go over today is 5 secrets to fat loss. And I'm also going to give you guys the secret formula to hydration because a lot of people came in and a lot of people were dehydrated. And I even called some of you chronically dehydrated. And so it's really important now that you're in week 3 to keep up with the hydration levels. You should be really getting to that maximum hydration level now. But as you keep going and moving forward and losing weight, your hydration levels are going to change. And so I'm going to provide you with the formula so you can constantly monitor how much water your body actually needs based on your weight. Okay, and it's really important because I think to a few people that came in, it was a bit of a shock actually how much water they were required to drink. I'm tall, I'm 6 feet, and so I need a lot of water to fill up those legs. So it's one of the things that we work on day by day. Okay, so the fat loss secrets, then we're going to go over the secret formula, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the discount that you guys are now eligible for with the other programs. Okay, at any time you're welcome to ask questions, so just shoot. All right, so 5 secrets to fat loss. All right, we're going to get started with the disclaimer. Naturally, just so you know, you don't need me or anyone else's help to achieve your goals. All of the experts will tell you to do the same stuff. You can probably generate a list of 10 things you need to do to achieve your weight loss goals right now. Be accountable to yourself. Have compassion for yourself. Always ask yourself, how's that working for you? And that's really important, to have compassion for yourself. I've had a bunch of emails in week 3 with a lot of people expecting way too much from their bodies. So please be patient with yourself and just be kind, right? Be kind and be patient. Okay, so this is what we're going to go over today. We're going to talk about real food, and a lot of you on the Annihilation program are now eating super clean, super real food. So this is not going to be a shocker to you. You're going to have to drink water. We're going to talk about creating an afterburn effect, which I'm sure a lot of you have experienced by Natalie thus far. And we're going to talk about how is that working for you, and I kind of throw that out there to my clients a lot when they tell me certain things, and I always say, how is that working for you? And then we're going to talk about the plan, prepare, and execute, because it's one of the most important things in fat loss, but it's one of the most poorly done things in fat loss. Okay. All right, so moving forward from there, real food. All right, so we have a problem with marketing these days, especially on the bottom left there, you see Kellogg's. The marketing companies would love for you to believe that that their food is the healthiest, their food is nutritious, it's really good for you, it's going to fill you up. Unfortunately, a lot of times they're full of crap, and actually quite literally full of crap. So my number one rule is if you see it on TV, don't eat it, right? That's our number one rule. But there's some examples on the screen here of what's not considered a real food, okay? So a lot of juices in there claiming to be healthy. The Special K guys do my head in on a daily basis with their marketing. They are not real food, unfortunately, and a bunch of other, Basil and that kind of thing. Honestly, as a nutritionist, if you're going to do something, if you need a spread for your bread, take organic butter and be done with it, right? You're not going to eat that much of it, so you might as well do yourself a favor and have some organic butter. It's much more delicious anyway, okay? So real food, consuming food in its most natural state, or as close to it, as close as you can get to it. So, if it's a toss-up between apple juice and an apple, have the apple because that's in its natural state. So whenever you're looking at the foods, you have to look at it and say, okay, is that the most natural I can get it, right? Can I get this product in any more of a natural form? And if the answer is yes, then make the substitution, okay? So clean eating is a buzzword, and it's been around for quite a while. A lot of you will know Toscarino, or no, but you'll have heard of Toscarino. She kind of coined this term quite a few years ago. But basically, it's everything from the earth, nothing from boxes, trying to keep us a limit and to the processed foods and boxes, that kind of thing. Okay, so clean eating is not a diet; it's a lifestyle approach to food and food preparation, leading to health, well-being, and a lean physique. All right. I honestly try to instill in my clients that food is fuel, and you really deserve to give yourself the best fuel ever. Your body, I mean, it sounds cliche and, it's so 80s, but your body is a temple. It truly is. And you've got to provide it the best you can. And if you start feeding it crap, then you're going to get crap back. All right. There's a saying in the computer world, garbage in, garbage out. It works for the body as well. Okay. So examples of real foods. You guys will be extremely familiar, especially those in the New Year Annihilation, will be very, very familiar with the real foods that we're eating in the program. I've had a lot of great feedback from the menu plan. There's some really great ideas in there, so just keep up the good work with that. And Shannon Dion, thank you for your comment there. We all hate Coolawan. I know. If none of you have read Toscarino, Toscarino has some cooler menus in her book, and Coolawan would be the most strictest of them all, with basically is chicken and sweet potato for 2 weeks. So yes, Shannon, I agree with you 100% with that. So, nuts and seeds, real spices, fresh herbs if you can get them, and obviously lots of fruits and vegetables and natural healthy oils, okay? So eating for fat loss, all right, here's some really interesting tips, and I would either get a pen and write these down or wait for them to be emailed to you tomorrow. But here's some really good tips that you should be following. So eat breakfast within 1 hour of waking up, okay? You've had about 6 to 8 hours of nothing going into your body. So your metabolism is super, super, super slow. And what it doesn't want to do is burn any calories. But as soon as you feed it and give it some fuel, it's going to start working for you. So immediately, within the hour of waking up, eat something and get your metabolism boosted, right? Get that metabolism working overtime for you, okay? Again, with the metabolism, all right, every 2 to 4 hours. This isn't a maybe. This is a must. If you want to lose weight, you must eat every 2 to 4 hours. If you suffer from hypoglycemia, which is where you get foggy and irritable and jittery when you haven't eaten, you need to eat every 2 to 3 hours, okay? All right, so keep that in mind when you're going about your day. Try to avoid the big gaps. Stop eating 2 hours before bedtime, all right? I know this is a hard one for a lot of people, and it's definitely easier said than done. So the thing is to time your dinner really well. If you eat your dinner at 5 p.m., yeah, you're going to be hungry before you go to bed, right? So try and time that dinner between 6 and 7 p.m., all right? And then you maybe have a little snack right before 8 p.m. And then in between the hours of 8 p.m. and 10 p.m., have a herbal tea or something that's going to fill up your stomach, okay? Because if you eat right before bed, you're not going to burn it off, and it's going to stick to your hips, all right? Or it's going to stick to your stomach, or wherever your zone is, it's going to stick there, okay? And so we want to make sure that we don't have anything in the stomach when we go to bed, because we're just not going to burn it off. All right. Consume higher glycemic carbs after a workout or earlier in the day. All right. So that's your higher glycemic carbs. That's going to be, your breads and your high sugar items throughout the day. Those are really good after workout, because they're going to return energy back to your muscles, but you want to avoid them at every other circumstance. Okay. So high glycemic carbs after your workouts or earlier in the day. Try to stop them around 1 or 2 p.m. in the afternoon. It's a theory known as carb cycling, where you stop having your higher glycemic carbs after about 2 p.m. Okay. Eat slowly. I am a big I eat fast. I eat fast. I work fast. I talk fast. I do everything fast. So eating slowly for me is probably one of my hardest things to do, but it is so much better for your digestion to have actually chewed the food instead of it going down in great big lumps, because we as human beings cannot digest great big lumps, and then we end up with lots of digestive issues, including bloating and cramping and gas. Okay. So Carrie, hi Carrie, how are you? Carrie has a question. Does drinking a protein shake post-workout count as eating before bed? I would definitely try to follow the 2-hour rule, even with the protein shake. Sometimes it's not possible. So definitely with the protein shake, if it's going to be really close to bedtime, try to eliminate any of the fruits that you might put in there, and try and keep it as much just, maybe you make it with some Greek yogurt, or a really good snack actually you can have in the evening is some Greek yogurt, and then mix your chocolate protein powder into the Greek yogurt and let it sit from maybe 30 seconds. And so you've got a nice low carb, high protein snack that's going to fill you, and it's got chocolate, and I think that's awesome. Okay, so I hope that answers your question, Carrie. Okay, avoid eating in front of the TV, or something else is in there. Computer. Okay, so try to not be distracted. All right, when you're eating your dinner, because it really shuts the brain down, and the brain has a big portion to do with feeling full, and getting that full trigger. And if you're too distracted, texting, doing your computer work, eating in front of Love It or List It, which I may do here and there, then your brain doesn't really catch on that you've actually eaten anything, and then you overeat and you've eaten too many calories. So try to be not distracted when you're eating. Okay. All right, Zoe has a question for us. I am up for at least an hour before my morning workout. Good grief, Zoe, that's very early. Can I have a bite to eat before I work out? Absolutely, please do. It really cuts down on the nausea and dizzy during a workout. But what that does, as I said, reverting back to my food is fuel analogy, you're going to, even if you just have a banana or half a banana or some sort of fruit, you're going to give your body that boost of fuel that it needs right before you get into that workout. And because fruit is a high glycemic, for the most part, a high glycemic product, the sugar will get into your system very, very quickly and give you a nice boost before you do your workout. Every time I get up and do my 6 a.m. runs, I try to get a banana or an apple into me, or something into me before I go out, just to make sure that I've got some fuel before I go for a run. Okay. Amy, do I have any recommendations for brands of protein powder? Absolutely. My favorite is Proteins Plus by a brand called Genuine Health. And stay tuned, I will be selling my own version of protein powder within the next month or two by a company called BioTrust, and it's awesome. So heads up for that. I'll let you guys know when it's available. Okay. All right, so on to one of my favorite topics, the importance of water. I think I must talk about water like in my sleep probably. But there's a little dude here. I'm not going to go over everything, but we know how important water is just for all the functions of the body. It detoxifies, it protects and moisturizes your joints, especially if you're running and working out. You definitely need that. Actually, interesting story. forget who it was now, but I had someone complaining of shin splints when they were running. And once we managed to up the water, the shin splints completely disappeared. And so that really shows you the lubrication effect of the water in our body. So if you're, if you're suffering from joint pain, first thing, up your water, right? Start there, okay? All right, so besides all the wonderful functions of water that does in our body, we also know that it fuels our metabolism, right? I probably told each and every one of you the importance of water, right? So when you came in and got measured on the metabolic scale there and you found out what your metabolic age was, the number one thing I told you that was going to reduce your metabolic age was to increase your water, okay? So increase water at all times. And when we get to that secret formula at the end of the webinar, you're going to know exactly how much water you should be drinking. All right, you got to get your pens and pencils out because you're going to have to do some math. Okay. All right. So Sarah Rutherford has a comment here. She came in and she got on the metabolic scale there, and is thankful to say that she is not feeling metabolically as old as she used to, which is fantastic because that certainly means you're burning calories at a faster rate, which is phenomenal. All right, so importance of water. Look at all the wonderful things it does. Drink up, folks. Try to keep it to water as much as possible, okay? So minimum, drink 8 glasses of water a day, minimum, all right? That is bare bones minimum, okay? Have 1 cup of water upon waking with lemon juice. Do this every other day. Don't do it every day or else you're going to detoxify your gut so much that you're going to start killing off all of the good bacteria in there. So just do that every other day, okay? Consume water every 15 minutes while exercising and replace lost water post-exercise, and drink in between meals, okay? Now, I don't know if some of you did and some of you didn't. You saw me on Rogers TV a week or so ago, or 2 weeks ago now, and I thoroughly explained why you shouldn't be gulping water during your meal times. And so if you're going to drink that, so if you drink a lot of water through your meal, what you're going to end up doing is diluting your stomach acid down and diluting your digestive enzymes down. And so they won't be able to do their job, which is digesting the food, as well as they should. So sip water throughout your meals, which will give you better digestion, and chug your water between meals, okay? So that's a definite tip. If you ever suffer from cramping or bloating after a meal, really cut down on your water. Joey, that's going to be, I really don't agree with tap water whatsoever. I think it's got tons of stuff in that our bodies just can't work with. So Joe, I would really say that if you can do a filtration system and not Brita, unfortunately, I would probably go for an under the sink filtration system that you can purchase at Home Depot, or you can do what I do, which is get my water shipped in by a water company. So I just rent the cooler and I have my water shipped in, and that's going to be one of the best ways to get good, pure, non-toxic water into your system. And if you're going to drink that much water a day, you should probably get the good stuff. All right. So you can consume green tea instead of coffee. All right, both are caffeinated, except the antioxidant power of green tea is way more than coffee. Okay, avoid beverages with calories and diet beverages. Do not drink your calories. What a waste of calories. Flavor your water with herbal tea or fruit pieces, Shannon Dion, because I happen to know that you're not a big water drinker or water lover. So, you can throw in some lemon, some orange, maybe even some cucumber to flavor that up. We're not going to be using a Crystal Light, obviously. But no, tea is not an okay substitute for water. It has to be water, but you may flavor it with a herbal tea bag, okay? For some reason, drinking water through a straw means you'll get more water into you. A lot of you will see that I do have my big venti Starbucks double-walled cup there, and that is just water, and I can drink it through a straw, and don't ask me why. I don't know. It's just a thing. If you drink water through a straw, you drink more. So carry a water bottle with you for easy access. A lot of you have seen my 2-liter water baby. So I would definitely recommend getting a big container, 2 liters. You can buy those from Walmart for about $3.97. They're awesome. Just go to town and buy 5, right? Set a water alarm to remind you to drink. I know a lot of people forget to drink. So it's because thirst is a learned behavior, and we learn not to be thirsty because we don't drink. And so I've had clients come in and set themselves an alarm on their phone to remind them to drink, and then you relearn that habit of drinking your water. So that might be a tip for some of you who have a really hard time remembering, especially if you've got a busy work environment and it's just not happening for you. Yeah, Kelly says the water alarm is a great idea, and I do agree. And after a certain amount of time, you're not going to need the alarm clock anymore, because you'll have your internal alarm clock to remind you that you need to drink. I could drink a jug right now just because I'm talking about water, and that's a learned response from my body. Okay, your body's very clever. We don't give it enough credit. Okay, so the afterburn. I'm going to assume that some of you may have had some muscle soreness after some of Natalie's workouts. Just saying. So that's awesome. That means that your muscles have been challenged, and that that your muscles are changing. All right. Now remember, change only happens when it hurts, in a good way, and I mean that with all the love in the world. Change only happens when it's challenging, okay? So it's got to kind of suck to make the differences in the end. But the afterburn effect is something that TM Training does really well. And I'm not just saying that because I own the company, but it is. I don't know, a lot of you will have experienced the finishes that we do in our class. And that is designed to ramp up your metabolic afterburn to a point where it's through the roof. And so you burn more calories with that afterburn in the 48 hours after your workout than you would if you didn't do it, okay? So afterburn is the state of heightened metabolism that takes place after a really good workout, when certain variables take place during the workout sessions. Those certain variables are the finishes that we do at the end and all the body weight resistant stuff that we do during class, okay? In fact, it's scientifically proven that you can go into afterburn and torch more calories for as much as 18 hours after your workout. So, when you're sitting on the couch at home after a Natalie workout and you're dying, just remember how many calories you're burning as you're cursing her name. Just remember that the afterburn is really effective. And the only way to get the afterburn is by doing specific things in your workout, which is what we do here, all right? Burning calories at rest. The afterburn our sessions provide is through the roof, and that again is just due to the metabolic finishes and the metabolic rev nature of the sessions. Okay, high intensity interval training, circuit training, getting your heart rate up, and then doing a strength move. All of those things are going to give you a big metabolic burn. Okay, gone are the days where you go to the gym for 4 hours and do bicep curls. Those days are long behind us. Okay. All right, so finish your workout on a high note, a high intensity note, that is. So if you're working out at home or working out at the gym, don't just do your workout and then throw the weights down and say, okay, I'm done. No. What you're going to do now is throw your weights down, and then you're going to go into 3 minutes of burpees. And don't even start to groan and moan at me, because I know how much burpees suck. But yes, you want to do 3 minutes of a really high intensity move there. It could be mountain climbers, burpees, jump squats, something or other, right? Or you can do a minute of jump squats, minute burpees, minute mountain climbing. It doesn't really matter what. But finish your workout on a high intensity, okay? That's my secret sauce, all right? So that's just for you guys to use, all right? Ensure you combine your strength and cardio moves to double the results. I don't know, like a TRX jump squat, for example. That would do that, okay? Do not work out for more than 35 to 40 minutes. And I know some of you in this webinar might have a hard time with that one. However, it's the truth. Do not work out for more than 35 to 40 minutes. This will decrease your metabolism and make you age faster, all right? It sucks up your time, and there's just no point, okay? All right, this is a special edition for some of you. Stop worrying about the number on the scale. Yes, I am talking to you. I want anyone who's really worried about that number on the scale, especially in week 3, to release that fear and release that worry and release that concern and focus on all the good stuff that's coming for you, okay? The number on the scale is just a number, and it's very sketchy at that, okay? So don't worry, we're working on the body fat more than we're working on the scale number, okay? Kaylee asks, why does working out longer than 40 minutes age you? It's all, honestly, it's all really to do with metabolism, and this is this is the ongoing debate, Kelly. It's the marathon. I just had this conversation today, actually. The marathon training debate. So actually, in the long run, when you work out and stress your body for longer than 40 minutes at a time, your body kind of goes into stress mode and starts reducing your metabolic rate because it realizes that it's in a stress situation, and it's been in this stress situation for quite some time. So it doesn't know that you're about to stop. It thinks that, oh my God, I'm going to have to conserve all these calories because this woman's going crazy, and I'm going to conserve all these calories so I can get her through this prolonged stress situation. And so what ends up happening is you decrease your metabolic rate, which means you conserve calories, which means you don't burn as much as you think you should, in a 3-hour run. So that's why we like to do short, hard workouts, really. All right, and so you don't burn out through your workouts. Okay. Numbers, Christine, you are so right. Numbers are always a stress. And how can you increase your metabolism? Everything in this PowerPoint, Christine, is how you're going to do that, okay? So reread this PowerPoint when you get home tomorrow or tonight, and all of these things will help you, okay? All right, so what do we got next? Plan your meals. Good grief, this is a hard one for a lot of people. Okay, so I posted on Facebook, I don't know, a day or two ago. If you really, really, really want to succeed at something, you are going to have to put all of your energy into it. All right. It's going to get annoying. All right. It's going to get to the point where, you want to sit down on the couch, but oh no, I can't because I have to, get up and prepare my food for tomorrow. It might take time away from your family on the weekend. It might do all these annoying things, but that's okay. Because in order to really succeed at something, you have to throw all of your energy into it. Okay. So planning your meals on the weekends, or, doing your meal prep on Sunday to get you through to Wednesday, and then doing more meal prep on Wednesday to get you through to Sunday. That's always a good idea as well. But you got to put all your time and energy into planning and prepping those meals so you're not caught short at any time. Okay. So show me your schedule, and I can tell you what your priorities are. Okay. So that's a really important quote from Robin Sharma, probably one of my favorites. Okay. Schedule time every week to plan your meals and snacks, and factor in dinners out, parties, busy nights, and cheats. Let's face it, guys, we're not perfect. We're not robots by any stretch. So if you know you have a weekend coming up and there's going to be some drinking or there's going to be some eating, no problem, right? Just make sure that you, A, work out a little bit more that week. B, make sure that you don't go nuts on the starches on the day of the event. So if you know you're going to have a couple glasses of wine, just get rid of all your starches and carbs for that day. And just be careful, right? Just make sure leading up to the event that you're super, super clean with your eating. And then when it comes to event day where you have a party or a dinner, you can have a little bit of a splurge without, having a complete disaster after, okay? So once you've been working out with us for a while, and doing your water and really getting into the lifestyle, a dinner out here and there is not going to be a big deal. All right, it's not going to be a big deal at all. It's not going to affect your numbers. You're not going to gain 10 pounds at all, right? Okay. Okay, some questions coming in. What do you do if you're on the go a lot? Is there great on the go snacks? Christine, why don't you email me that question and I can have that flipped over to you in an email, okay? Cindy, what do you consider a cheat? For me, honestly, it's going to be a glass of wine, because that would be my thing. I don't really care about chips and things like that, but a glass of wine, that's going to be a cheat for me for sure, right? I am British after all right? Shannon says they're not cheats, they're rewards for good behavior. No, a trip to Lululemon is a reward for good behavior, okay? I drink lots of coffee. Does that put weight on? No, it doesn't, unless it's loaded with cream and sugar. All right, do it black and do 1 per day. Beer, same as wine. Is it? Let me think about this. Yeah, one beer is going to be one portion of beer is going to be 1 serving of carbohydrates. 1 portion of wine is going to be 1 serving of carbohydrates. So keep that into consideration. When I say portion of beer, I don't mean a full bottle, okay? Just so you know. Remind me to answer you, Marcia, later on, okay? All right, so let's move on from this. A secret formula. Grab your pens and pencils. All right, grab your pens and pencils. Hydration is key, and knowing how much to drink is vital. Here is how we figure this out. Grab a pen. So what you're going to do is you should all know your current body weight, all right? So I've got an example there. You see it says 150 pounds, right? That 150 pounds, you're going to put your body weight in there, okay? So that's actually your weight, All right, so say for example, this we're figuring it out for someone who's 150 pounds. So I put 150 pounds in. I'm going to multiply 150 pounds by 0.6 ounce. All right, so go ahead and do that. Multiply your body weight by 0.6 of an ounce. Do it now. I'm going to be asking some of you for your answers, so you might as well figure it out now. All right, so this 150 pound person, that gets them to 90 ounces. Then we're going to take your 90 ounces and we're going to divide it by 8 ounces per cup. Okay, so 8 ounces. So 90 divided by 8, which is going to get us to 11.25 cups. And then, because I like to work in liters, we're going to take our 11.25 cups and we're going to divide it by 4, and that is going to give us our liter amount per day. So this 150 pound person needs 2.8 liters per day. Okay, so I'll give you a sec just to figure out yours, and I want you to post. I want you to post it in the question box there, and just let me know, how many liters of water, based on this calculation, you need to be consuming per day. Okay. Brad says, thanks for picking my weight. Well, you're welcome, Brad. I did want to use you as an example. Thank you. So go ahead and figure out that. That's 4 liters a day, says Shannon. 4.31 from Tammy. 2.44 from Shannon. 3.5. 3 liters. 3.75. 3.43. Some random calculation from Brad. Oh, I see. 2.8 for Kat. 3.56 for Brad. So you can see as I'm reading these numbers out, we've got 3.9, 4, 3, 4, 3. Like, these are big numbers, guys, right? So when you come in and tell me you drink a lot of water and you tell me you drink 2 500 ml bottles a day, and then I roll my eyes, this is why, because we do actually need more than we think, okay? So Catherine, Westlake Wa. No, dear, we're not talking about coffee. 4 liters of coffee per day. Let's see how that goes over. Okay, so this is what we need to be focusing on, right? And no, Joey, that's not beer either. Okay, just to be clear, folks, we like to hydrate with actual H2O. Okay, I know I'm a big party pooper. Someone once called me the food Nazi, or the fun sucker, the food fun sucker. I think that's what they call me. So now you have that. Formula there. And as you lose weight, this is going to change, obviously, right? The less you weigh, the less water we need, right? But now that gives you an idea of really where you should be at. Okay. Now, say you don't get quite to your 4 liters a day. All right. I posted on Facebook today a little poster with the fruits and vegetables that have the most hydration power. Okay, so if you're running short on some of your water, pick up some of these fruits and vegetables and try to hydrate through those guys as well, because a lot of them are 90% hydration, like a cucumber, really high in water content, right? So you can snack on those to help you as well. Okay, so you guys have done a really good job of figuring out all your water content there. So I'm glad that's helped you. If it didn't make sense to you and need me to help you out, just give me a shout or shoot me an email and I'll figure that out for you. Okay. But yeah, it's Christine, that is 4.49, right? It's an eye opener. All right, it's an eye opener. Are these people you were talking to for real? 4 liters of beer? I'd be dead. No, Jill, sorry. These are my jokers. Typically Brad and Joe and Katie. Yeah. So, but I might make them drink 4 liters of coffee and see what actually happens to them. I should totally make Katie drink 4 liters of coffee. She'd be whizzing around this place like a freaking spinning top. It'd be awesome. Okay, so here's your discount. Because I love you and because you did show up tonight and because you're all awesome and it is still snowing out, I'm going to offer you guys another big discount. And this is only for people who are registered for this Wild Weight Loss and who actually, registered for this webinar and who actually attended. Okay. So you guys are now eligible to get a 20% discount on your Wow Weight Loss personalized program. Okay. So now a lot of you are on a blanket meal plan and it's working well for you, but it'll only work well for so long. So what I do offer for a lot of people is a personalized program whereby I take that body composition that we've been working so hard on and I'm going to reformulate that and put it into a menu or put it into a diet plan for you where you're going to be it's designed based on macronutrients. So I'll let you know what your body specifically needs in order to lose weight, right? Like my body might need more protein than some, your body might need more starches than some. So we would have to figure out exactly what the magic number is. But that's the personalized program we offer here through the Wow Weight Loss. And you guys are all eligible for a 20% discount. So Merry Christmas. Caveats: you must sign up before Sunday, and you must be a new client to Wow Weight Loss, not an old one. Sorry, folks, but you must be a new client who is registered for this webinar and who attends Wow Weight Loss with TM training and nutrition. Okay, so I just want to say thank you. I'm going to leave my contact information up on the screen for you. I am going to be emailing this out to you in a little while, so you'll be able to go over some of the details a little bit more. I'm going to try and keep up with some questions now. I know I missed a couple along the way, so if I didn't answer your question before, you can certainly feel free to post that now. Okay, Kerry says, does this formula include how much we drink during exercise, or is that above and beyond? No, it doesn't. So what you want to do is calculate that number, Kerry. So get your base number for the day, all right? And then probably my recommendation is to keep on drinking a little bit more. You know, if you've done a really heavy workout that day, a little bit more water would probably go a long way. Okay. Or it doesn't have to be a ton. It just has to be some extra water, especially through the workout. Okay, through the workout. All right. Okay, so Susan said, where would this take place? This takes place, Susan, the Wow Weight Loss I assume you're talking about, at my studio in Brooklyn. All right, so if you're local, give me a shout. It's Christine Forshaw. I know who it is, Christine. All right, is it better to drink water cold or room temperature? This is a question that comes up a lot. Actually, your body really likes room temperature stuff, okay? Because if we put in cold water into our body, then our body has to heat that water before it can actually be digested, absorbed, and metabolized. So what you end up making your body do is, you're going to drink this water, it's going to sit in your stomach, and then you're going to have to heat it up before you can actually use it. And there was this sort of, myth going around that, oh, I'm going to burn more calories if I drink cold water. You'll burn like 2 more calories, so it's really not worth it. So drink room temperature water if you've got it available to you, okay? Vicky DeVos, am I a new client? Good grief, Vicky, I've known you 6 years. But actually, for Wow Weight Loss, yes, you would be a new client because you haven't taken Wow Weight Loss with me before. Okay. You're welcome, Karen. Shout out to my Nova Scotia family, Marilyn, Rebecca, and Ryan. Welcome to Ontario, you Nova Scotians, you. Joanne Smith, can you have lemon as a flavoring for your water? Absolutely. You can have raw lemon or fresh lemon would be great. One tip I would give you is take the skin off or take the rind off the lemon, because after a little while it will make your water bitter. And also, if you're going to have lemon in your water, please do it every other day because we all know that lemon is an antibacterial agent. And if you drink an antibacterial agent every single day, you're going to kill off the good bacteria in your gut. Okay, so we're going to be doing ourselves a disservice. So please try to limit that to every other day. Okay. All right. Let's see. Any more questions? How much lemon should you add to your water? Honestly, I would take a big thick chunk of, if you're going to do regular lemon, I would do cut off a great big hunk and then squeeze it in. Or if you're going to do lemon juice, probably a tablespoon is, it depends. I like things really bitter and sour, so I'm good. But, a tablespoon in your big bottle should be fine. Okay. Catherine or Katie also says that too much lemon juice will erode your tooth enamel. All right. So take that into consideration. Ginger, how about ginger? That seems to be popular now. Ginger, Shannon, is considered one of the king of herbs along with garlic, but I don't recommend garlic water. Anyway, I digress. Ginger is a fantastic option. And honestly, if we could all eat raw ginger every day, I think we would be the healthiest people on the planet. So definitely, if you're a ginger lover, throw that in by all means, okay? Katie Sneak, welcome Katie. If you like just plain water, is that okay? Or does adding fruit provide other benefits? Yeah, not really, because there's not enough fruit in there to provide the benefits. It's definitely better than anything else you could put in, I'll put it that way. But just because of the amounts, I'd much rather you eat a whole apple and have all the fiber and whatnot than try to get the nutrients that soak through in the water, okay? Joanne Smith, does the same apply to limes or other citrus fruit? Yes, Joanne. Yes, Joanne, it does. They're all antibacterial, so try to limit them to every other day. Okay. Good questions, guys. Keep them coming if you have them. Oh, just lost them. How about mint? Go to town, Vicky, on the mint. Loving the mint suggestion. Couple of leaves of mint in your water would be fantastic. And what about a fantastic breath freshener? Okay. Tammy Forth asks, should we be taking a multivitamin? Absolutely. I recommend everyone not just take a multivitamin. That's old school. Now we're going to go multivitamin, multi-mineral. So please, please, please be aware that when you pick up that multivitamin, it must say on it multivitamin, multi-mineral. And don't ever buy cheap supplements from the store. Just go to the health food store, spend the extra money and get the real deal. The ones from that, like Swiss, Jameson, anything from Walmart, that type of thing, those are manufactured replication of the real thing. So it's a manufactured product. It's not real, and your body won't absorb it as well. Okay. All right, Joey's had the same question. Troy, you're very welcome. I will see you soon. Fish oil, says Joey. Everyone should be taking an essential fatty acid. So if you haven't got that into your supplement regime, I would like for you to start. I'm going to give you a brand, so please write this down. It's Udo's oil, and Udo is spelled U-D-O. So Udo's oil, and it's a blend 369, and you can buy that at Feel Good Health food store in Oshawa or Whitby in the refrigerator. Please get the capsule, don't get the oil, because the oil is pretty gross. Yes, Amy, not the garbage at Shoppers. Yeah, please do get your supplements from a reputable source, okay? I will be selling supplements rather soon, so just watch this space. Heather Ben asks, what is good water? Heather, it has to be filtered, okay? No two ways about it. Don't drink tap water or rot your insides. So either get a filtration system installed or get the water that I get at the studio. And it's an artisan water company, and they just ship it to me every 2 weeks, and it's easy peasy, okay? Susan Chambers, welcome. Does a shake take the place of a meal? No, a shake should always be a good after workout snack, or a snack throughout the day. Okay, all right. So that's because every meal you should be having some raw vegetables. So unless you're doing a Vitamix like I do every day, you're not going to be able to get the raw vegetables in. So that's why we need to use the shakes as snacks and not just a meal replacement. Okay. Joanne Smith, what about using coconut oil? Fantastic suggestion. Coconut oil is the way of the future, folks. Please do not use Evo or olive oil to fry anything with or to heat it. It turns into a bad fat, and it turns out it's bad for you. So please use coconut oil instead. It tastes delicious, and it's much more stable and much better for you. Okay. Hey Sherry Knowlton, how's it going? No, I have done cucumber water before. It's not gross, it's delicious. So I'm going to challenge you this week to have some cucumber water and let me know how it goes. Take a picture, please post it to Facebook, and I will give you a virtual round of applause. You'll actually really like it, okay? What do I think of PGX for appetite control? I don't recommend any appetite control pills, magic pills, potions, or lotions whatsoever. As a holistic nutritionist, I really think that we can do all of the good work from the earth, and that we really don't need to rely on appetite suppressants whatsoever. So we can certainly talk more about that, Laurie Milbury, through email if you want to. I can give you a little bit more information on that. But no, I'm not a fan. Sorry. Kelly, can I send the info out about that? Kelly, you'll have to email me. The artificial vitamins. Okay, just email me, Kelly, okay, and I'll get that to you. What is a good fruit juice to drink? None of them, unless you make your own, okay? Unless you're going to juice your own at home, then don't drink fruit juice whatsoever. It's just empty calories, Vicky, okay? That question's from Vicky DeVos. Shannon, I can't eat yogurt. Should I take a probiotic? Yes, please do take a probiotic. I'd like you to go to the health food store, and they should be in the refrigerated section. And you're going to pick yourself up the probiotic that has the most active cells that they sell. Okay. So you'll see on the bottom of a probiotic, 5 billion active cells, 8 billion active cells, 10 billion active cells. I want you to go for the highest the highest amount of active cells in that probiotic. Okay. That's going to do you a world of good. And that goes for the rest of you. Get your probiotics in you, folks. Okay. Is there a vegan source of omega supplementation? Udo's vegan. Is Udo's vegan? I want to say Udo's is vegan, and I also want you to check out a brand called AOR. A for apple, O for orange, R for red. They have vegan supplementation, and they're really, really good. That was for Stephanie. Sherry Norton asks, why not a Brita filter? Because they're cheap and crap and they don't work. Stephanie, got you. All right, hold on one sec, folks. Just trying to catch up on questions here. Sorry. Kerry, if your protein shake is water-based, not milk-based, does that count towards your total water intake? Yeah, if you're going to have a lot of water, Kerry, if it's, sure, it's fine. Yeah. I mean, the body really wants pure water in its natural state. So if you can do your pure water in natural state, then that would be better. But yeah, it will help. It's definitely hydrating, that's for sure. Flaxseed oil and aloe juice, both very good suggestions. You can certainly introduce those into your diet. They're not the most delicious things in the world, so you might want to hide them in things, Joey. But flaxseed oil is very, very helpful. For a vegan, for a vegan EFA, why not throw that into your dressing in your salad, right? That's a really good choice. Aloe juice, I would probably just reserve for people with digestive disturbances and inflamed guts. And if anyone needs more information on that, I can certainly email that over to you. Okay. How can you incorporate coconut oil into your diet if you don't want to fry the food? You can buy, there's another product out there called coconut butter, which you can also try as well. And then the coconut oil, it has a very low flash point. And so even at room temperature, it does become quite liquid. So you could actually use it as part of your dressing on salads, right? Even if it warms just a little bit, that coconut oil, Joanne, becomes very, very, very liquidy. So you could actually incorporate it into a salad dressing, which would be delicious. Okay. The Flat Belly Diet recommends a ginger piece, lemon, and cucumber in your water every day. Good. I like those. I like that suggestion as well. So another great water recipe for you guys out there is a ginger piece, a slice of lemon, and cucumber. Right, very tasty. That one's for you, Sherry Knowlton. You can try that out this week too. Coconut water. Troy asked about coconut water. Yeah, it's you got to be careful because the sweetened ones are really high in fat and really high in sugar. So if you can find one that's been unsweetened and that's not disgusting, then go to town, my friend. They're not when they become unsweetened. Unfortunately, they also lose their taste factor. But you can try them out. I find that there's a bit too much sugar in them though for my tastes. Okay, for my tastes. All right. Is it true that grapes have a high sugar level? They're one of the higher sugary fruits, but you're not going to eat enough of them to really cause that much of a fluctuation. If you're having a sugar craving, then always pick up the grapes. That'd be good. But they're not going to stop you from losing weight by any stretch. But certainly you wouldn't want to have a bunch at a time. 16 is a serving of grapes. So 16 grapes is your serving size, Susan. So keep that in mind when you're having them. Okay. Cod liver oil pills. Yeah, totally. You can do that up. Just get a good brand, Sherry. Get a good brand of the cod liver oil pills. Personally, I'd much prefer to see you doing a blend of six omega 6, 3, 6, and 9. That would be a better option for me. Okay. Who else have we got here? Did I mention aloe water and coconut water? Yes, we did. Thank you, Catherine, for your comment there. Okay, so it looks like I've got to the end of the questions. If I've missed anyone, I apologize. If you've got another question, shoot it out now. I'll give you 3 minutes and then we're shutting her down. Otherwise, you know where to find me, folks. Okay, so this will all get emailed out to you. You're welcome to get going if you want. I'll stay here for another couple of minutes for those who want to stick around and ask me another question or two. But as of now, we're pretty much done. And I want to thank you all for coming out to the webinar. And let me know if you have any feedback, okay? That I'd really appreciate that. All right, take care, folks, and shoot with those questions if you've got them. Well, you're welcome, folks. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Joey. Bring the pain next week. Totally. I'm just going to forward that message on to Natalie. So be careful what you wish for. What's my opinion on CLA? Carrie, I would want to, I would probably, before I gave my opinion. It really depends on the person that I'm speaking to, and it really depends on their background. So it has really great benefits for some and not really great benefits for others. So I'd probably want to chat with the person a little bit further to make sure that everything else in their lifestyle is goes well with taking the CLA. That would be my opinion on that. I don't. It's a bit specialized for me to be giving out generic advice on it. So I'd probably chat with you further in person about that. Okay. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Sarah. You're welcome, Elaine. You're welcome, Christine. Glad to hear that you only need 2.8 liters of water. Drink up that water, folks. No further questions. You're welcome, Katie. Remember to mention the discount on WOW. I did that. Thanks, Katie. Yes, Amy Yetman, you are right, Natalie. Will hurt Joey very much. And also Christine Hodgkinson, because they're in the same class. So Joey, you better watch what you're doing. You're gonna be the black sheep pretty soon, my friend. Ryan, I'm glad you enjoyed it, my friend. Let me know if you got any questions, okay? Good, Lorraine. I'm glad you learned something. That makes me happy. Elaine, I agree. Natalie is a great coach. I love her to bits. You're welcome, Carrie. All right, guys. I think. Oh, Heather Ben. Sorry, can you say the name of the filtration system? Heather, it's an under the sink filtration system. You can get it from Home Depot. Basically, it's a carbon block filtration system, and the water is filtered through a block of carbon, and then you install a separate tap for your drinking water only next to your regular tap on the sink. Okay, next to your regular faucet, and so that would be a great option. As would getting your water shipped to you through an outside company. I use Oak Hill Artisan Waters, and I have the cooler in the studio, as you've seen. So those would be two options you could try. Okay. All right. Night, night, me Misty. I'm going to become a human fishy tank now. Night, night, Shannon. Enjoy that. Reverse osmosis, Katie Sneak. Yeah, reverse osmosis is another great way to do that too. If you can find some way to do that for you, and usually the health food stores have an option for you as far as reverse osmosis. Another great option as well. And I usually find the stuff that I get shipped in from outside sources, such as Oak Hill, that is reverse osmosis water. And yeah, one of the best ones you can get for sure. For sure. Good point. Thank you. All right, who we still got? Still got a couple people in here. I'm still here for questions. You're welcome, Mary. You're welcome, Katie. All right, shoot with those questions if you've still got something niggling, or you know where to find me on email, okay? All right. All right, you're welcome, guys. Okay, I'm going to officially sign off now. Okay, so no more questions. You can certainly send anything you need to via email, and I will be there for you in a heartbeat. All right, let me know how I can help, folks. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the flip side. Bye.